Stage 50 desktop, call it Stage 50 premium accounting. Yes, now. So without wasting our time, I will go ahead and share my screen. I hope we all have accounting, Sage accounting. If you have Sage 50 accounting on your system, can you put SS in the chat box? If you have Sage 50 accounting that you can practice with, can you put SS in the chat box? SS, put S as in sales. Good. Or if you have the access to it in your office or from a friend, if you have access to it, can you put SS in the chat box? Okay, no problem. Now, I hope you've launched your Sage. When you put on your Sage, you're going to have this as the entry point. Here, you have access to the previous accounting that you have in your computer, or you want to open a new account, a new company. Assuming you have more than one company on your system, the download link. There's no download link available here now. So you will need to send me your email later in the day after the class. Then I will send to you. Okay. So if you want to open existing companies, by default, there are 2 or 3 companies that come with Sage. So before we go to know how to create a company, you can click on open an existing company now. So when you click on company, click on browse. We have these companies like Apple and Bedweather. So you can let's click on Bedweather Ready Supply. So open the company for us to see first. In the first time, you should extract data. Student fashion. Yes, you get the material after the class. You get the recording. Set the recording after the class. Okay, so we see this is the home. Like we have home in Microsoft Excel. So this home here, I'm going to introduce you to what each of these stand for. So here we have business status. You see from the left side there. When you click on this place, you see the business status where you can this one can be you can customize it. Here we have the balance sheet. When you click on this, you have your balance sheet as at 31st March 2022. Yeah. Then on the right side here, you have your income statement. You have your income statement here. You have a few income statements. So these are just business status, access to business status, kind of shortcut. want to fill the list, have this, just click here. Purchase list, have the age payables and age receivables. So by default, these are what you can easily find on your business status. Then if you click on sales and purchases, you see here we have customer and sales tax, job, sales tax, quote, you want to send a quote, sales order link to quote, access invoice link to sales order, charge, what you receive money, and bank deposit. So if you need any report on sales of customer, you also have the list of the customer on the right side, and at the same time you have the age receivable report. So all these you can also see under customer sales. Have vendors, you have vendors, the process of purchase, you see them here, purchase order, the check, credits, and returns. On the right side also we have the vendors list where you click items there. Click on individual vendors to view transaction. Here we have each payable report and we have other reports that you can want to view. So also we have inventory, have employee payroll, banking, event center, services, and system. So we have all these available on the left side. So on the top bar here, we have this top bar. We have edit right here. Sorry. So here, you want to open a company. Just click. You can click on open company here. If it is previous company, for new company. If it is a previous company, just click previous company. So you see the list of the company you have that you have opened on the right side. See the previous companies. Just click on the company. Also, we have new company here. You want to create a new company. Do that. Then you have to want to close the company. This is one for switch conversion. You want to switch conversion. Maybe like have a student version here. You want to switch to a premium version. Have a system configuration guide backup. You have the backup where you backup when you work in Sage. It's always advisable to back up your job, back it up in secondary hard drive or in cloud or whatever you want. Then whatever you back up, you can always restore. You can restore it back. You can restore back whatever you back up using this restore. Then we have automatic backup. You want to import and export. You also have access to that. You can import, you can export using this item here. Then convert the company, application, update, and the rest. So those are options available on that file. We also have edit. This edit is searching. You want to search for a particular item, a particular transaction. That's the only what the edit is used for. It's rarely used because you can always search through other means. Edit is solely for searching for transaction or finding the transaction. Then we have list. List. What you use list for is to list a list of let's say you want to look for a particular transactions and you need to list there. Or you want to copy a list of transactions into an Excel or PDF. So you can just come here under list. You can list number of customers that you have, contact details, the number of quotes that you've made from what range, sales order, sales invoice, sales receipt. So all these can be listed out. In this case, let's try and see the list of sales invoice. So you see, when you click on the list sales invoice, you have all your invoices. And what you have here, you can always select the range. This cover, if you look up here, you have the list, the range that it covers. This covers between March 1st of January. This is the 1st of January, March 1st to 31st of March. This is 0 to 1. So this is March, but let's say you want this year report, this year up to date. You can just come here. You see, here we have options. Under this date range, come to this place. Then you select the range. Let's say this year to date, last year to date, this period, this week to date, last year, this quarter, this month, this period, and so on. So when you click it, automatically exit with Sage 50, refresh, and give you the list. That's that about list. So we also have under the list, we have vendors. You can list your vendors. You can list purchases, payment, checks, and credit memo. If you have given credit to a particular client or supplier, so a particular customer rather, so you can always check the number, the list of the credit that you give. Then we have employee. You want to list the employee or their paychecks, their payroll. So we have a list of chart of account, general ledger, inventory, the stocks that you have, the adjustment that you've made in the past, and we have item sales history per customer. We have jobs. This is for contract jobs, and the phases of the job. This is strictly for contract. It is used when you create a job. You can always link the purchases and sales to that particular job. With that, it will give you opportunity to know how much you spent on that particular job, and you can always track the profitability of the job. So also we have this. This is rarely used here, so we really use time to get our specific. Then we have maintain. This is where you're going. This is where you're going to use most of your time. Maintain and task. Maintain and task. So when you talk of maintain, what we use maintain for is strictly to create customer. Let's say you have a new customer, you want to add a new customer to your account. So you come to maintain and you click on customer. Also, when you have a new vendor, you come here to maintain, to create the vendor. Then we have employee, payroll, chart of account, budget. So each of these you come to maintain before you have access to all this. So you can create from here. You want to edit company information, come here. Fixed assets. Actually, the fixed asset schedule is not available in Sage. It's sold separately, but you can also access fixed asset here. But the schedule is actually sold separately. So we have task. So after you create the customer whatever here, this is where we have the main job. If you work with Sage, this is where you're going to be working daily. So when you work here, most time you will still go to this place to create a new chart of account, create a new customer, new vendors, and the rest. But this is where the main task is. I hope you're hearing me. Hello? Am I being heard? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Are you hearing
me? Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, because some people said my voice is cracking.
It's a little bit cracking, but we can still pick what we are saying.
Okay. Good. I think that should be network. Okay. Is it better now? Hello. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So on that task, this is where you're going to use most of your time. When you come to task, you want to create a quotation. You want to send a quotation to a client, you come on that task to come and create it here. You want to create a sales order. That is, sales order is when a client has given you a PO. Let's say you want to supply certain thing to Nigerian breweries or Nestle or MTN or a company. So when you are given LPO, so you come to sales order and register the LPO. So when they are requesting for a quotation, you quote here. But then when they give you LPO, you come to sales order and create it. Now, after the job is done, you want to invoice to collect your money. Then you come to invoice. Under task also, this is where you're going to raise your invoice. Then when you want to receive money, the client has paid you and you need to receive your money using receipt or either bank or cash, you come to receive money. Then we have charges, select for deposit, credit memo. Also, that is about sales. Then from this line, we have purchases here. When you want to select for purchase order, you want to give purchase order out to your supplier now. So you come to this place, we have purchase order, we have purchase to receive inventory. This is when you receive a stock, somebody supply you and you want to input it in your inventory. So you come to purchase or receive inventory. These two are always the same. The purchase of inventory and bill, they are the same thing most time. And also select for payment here. Payment here, they also work like pay bill here. So these four, they are almost like the same thing. To write check is payment also. Then we have vendor credit memo. This is when you receive a credit note from your customer, from your vendor supplier. Then we have payroll. We have payroll and payroll entry. So you select for payroll here. That is monthly payroll. Then general ledger, inventory adjustment, account reconciliation. This account reconciliation is where we perform our bank reconciliation. This area, although most people do not know, because when you walk into so many companies, you discover that the accountant don't actually do bank reconciliation. Perhaps because most people don't know that they can do bank reconciliation using Sage. Then we have analysis. This is barely used also. It depends on how you can just to see your report, manipulate your report. This this where you can, let's say you want to predict or prepare for something. So that's where you have the analysis here. Then the option here is rarely used. Here also you can change certain things from this place. When we get there and we have reasons to do that, I will show you how to do it. Then we have report and forms. Also, here you'll be coming to this place also, especially to generate reports for your boss or for yourself. Under this report and form, we have forms here. This form, this is where you customize your form. Let's say you have invoice, you want to customize your invoice to carry your logo, you want to add additional thing to the format that you have that is not available in Sage. So you come to this form to come and edit. You edit and customize how you want it to be, either your payslip or whatever. This will be under form. This is where you are going to modify it. Then we have account receivable. You have account receivable here, where you can always come and check your report about age receivables, cash journal, contact list. So all these are available under age receivable. Then we have age payable. We have age payables also. Under account payable, rather, under payables, you have all these payables, journals, this, all these are reports that you want to view what you've done. You want to collect, you want to correct an error. So you come to report and see if there's an error in your report. For example, let's say you have your receivable that is supposed to be asset. Suddenly you find it under liability. Or let's say you have an income that is appearing on the debit side. So you quickly note that there is an error somewhere. Then we have payroll. You can want to check want to send any report or get any report regarding your payroll or your staff. You come to this place. Then we have general ledger, GL. Under the general ledger, we have account variance. If you use budget, you had budget here, cash account register, chart of account, general ledger, journal, trial balance. This is where you have your trial balance. This general ledger trial balance. This is where you have your trial balance. Then transaction details and working trial balance. This is rarely used also because it doesn't work in the previous version that I have used, or let's say I don't know how to use it. Then we have financial statement. So under report, we have financial statement where we have gross profit by department. Depending on if you operate departments, we have consolidated income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, GL account summary, and we have 12 period. This 12-month period will show you individual month report. Let's say you want to compare monthly report, you come to this 12 period. When you click on it, you're going to see each month. This is January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So you can always compare. You can compare the months. If you have this, you compare the month with this. Then we have inventory. You want to generate any report on inventory, you come to this place. Then we have job report, account reconciliation. So basically, this is where you have your report. And like I said, that under report, we also have forms. Here is where you can modify or customize your form. You want to customize your invoice, you come to this place and customize it. When you click on customize, so you have options to put name, to delete something, and the rest. That is what we have to say about report. Then we have services. This one has to do with contacting support or server. Then window and help. So basically, where we focus our attention on is maintain, task, and report. So we'll be spending more time on maintain, task, and report. Those are the areas where you need to really know. Now, for today's class, we're going to start with how to create a company. How to create a new company. You've been employed as an accountant, and you need to create a new company for your firm or for your company. So you come to file here. You come to file, then you click on new company. So it's asking now, open company. Do you want to keep Bellwether Garden Supply? Yes. So if you want to keep the current company, you click yes. If you want to close, if you don't want it, you need only the new company, you click no, or you cancel. If you know you are not creating a company, but that's just a mistake. Then in this case, you want to keep Bellwether Garden Supply open. So you click yes. So you click on yes. It's coming up. Now we have this. Now this dialog box, this is where you start the creation of a new company. So here you have the wizard. This wizard will walk you through creating a new company. It's very easy. Just follow the instructions and read very well to know that you understand what you are doing or you are creating. So in first thing you click, there's nothing to click here other than next. Then you have next. Under next, you put your company name. What name should we give our company? What name should we give our company?
When praise.
Is that what?
When praise.
When praise. I can't hear you very well.
Praise.
Can you put it in the chat box?
Okay.
Can you put it in the chat box?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, good.
Done.
Okay. Rem Praise International. Good. International. Okay, good. So you have to put address here, and any information you want to put it here. You can see that what the most important thing here is the name. The company must have a name, even if you don't have any other thing. Then we have this option here. You select the type. You select the type here: corporation, partnership, proprietorship, limited liability company. So you select which option you want here. In this case, let's take limited liability or proprietorship, whichever you want. You can see what I'm doing.
Yes.
See that my screen is frozen. Okay, let me try and refresh. Let me try and swap change the network. Okay. What about now? Can you see now? Hello?
We can see you.
You can't see.
Yes, sir.
The network is not stable.
Can't see at
I
all.
want to swapping between two network now. Can't see. Can you see now?
We can't see. It's the same old stuff that is there.
And you mean the creating company?
It's not even coming up at all. We are not seeing anything in the creating company. We're not seeing what you're doing at all.
Okay. Let me try. Let me change the location of my network and see. Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah.
You can see now.
Yes, sir.
You can see.
Okay, good. Now, so under this, enter your company information. The most important thing here is actually name. Then you have the options of changing from limited company to partnership or swap, depending on what you want. Then you click on next. Under next, you have to select a method to create your company. Number one, use a sample company that best closely match your company. This option one, most people use option one. Most people use it because it is time consuming to create your new company. So you just click a sample company. You just see a sample company which you can use. You have it in Sage. We're going to use the option. We're going to use another option too. We're going to use two options. But the first option we're going to use is the sample type of company. Then we have copy setting from an existing Sage 50 accounting company. Let's say you have a company that you have yourself. So you want to copy the settings from that Sage to this account. Use the second option here. Then we have convert a company from another accounting program, let's say from QuickBook or from any other company, any other software or program. You want to convert the company to Sage. Use the third option. And the fourth option, this is where you're going to build your own chart of account from scratch. So you're going to use option 1 and 4 in learning. But today you're going to work with option 1 first. So we selected option 1, that is use a sample business type that closely match your company. Then we click on next. So since we are selecting a business type, look by the left here, select a business type. So here you have all these business types: construction company, distributor, manufacturing company, retail company, service company, depending on what service your company renders. So you have that option here. So you select which company you want to use. So in our case here, which company do you want us to use? Do we use manufacturing company or retail company or service company?
Let's go to retail company.
Retail company?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Good. So when you immediately click it, you see that it gives us a sample of the sample chart of account by the right side here. If you click on distributor, you see that it will give you the sample. When you go down, you see that at times there are some things that are the same in companies and there are things that are different. So, but in our case, we choose retail company. Then we click on next. Next. So here you have to now choose accounting method now. We want to choose accounting method. We have accrual method and we have cash method. So note here, this cannot be changed after your company is created. These options. So, and most company uses accrual method to do in accounting. Only few companies use, I think government parastatals use cash basis, but most companies use accrual. So select next. Select next. Oh, sorry. Here we have real time and batch. The meaning of real time is like we walk in, if we walk into bank, all transactions are carried out on real time basis. That is the time you are doing it, that's the time you are posting it, and that's the time that we show. So each transaction is entered at the time that you are doing the transactions. Then we have batch postings. This is also common to most companies here in Nigeria. You have batch posting, whereby you've done the transactions, later you come and post. You've written, most of our transactions are put in pen. Maybe you write it in vouchers, you write invoice, you write receipt. Then later you come and post it. This is called batch posting. So I'm going to choose batch posting. Then we move forward. Click next. Now, we have choose an accounting period structure. So 12 months accounting period per year. This is January to December. This is regular accounting period. But if you have accounting periods that do not match the calendar month, if you have anyone that does not match with calendar month, you have your own special calendar. You come to option 2 here. But in our case, you're going to choose 12 monthly accounting period per year. Then you click on next. Then choose your first period of fiscal year. Let's say we've started business in last year and want to post from last year, you select last year's. If you want to use this year, you start in 2022. So it depends on when you want to start. Let's click on 2021. This case, then you click on next. Then you are ready to create your company now. After you click finish, your company data will be created. After that, you will see the setup guide that will help you enter your first record into stage 50. Let's click on finish. So it's creating our company now. We are creating our company. Still loading. So now opening our company now. So now we have our company, Embrace International, ready now. So with this now, we can start posting. At this junction, do you have any question? Do you have any question now? If you have any question, let me know. And if you have created your own, if you are working alongside with us and you've created your company, can you signify? If you want us to continue, can you put C for continue in the chat box? If you don't have any question and you want us to continue, put type C in the chat box. Okay, good. Now, we want to start from, let's first check what Sage has created for us. Let's check the account that it has created for us and see what it look like. Business status now. Business status. So we see these as part of balance sheet items. Okay. Let's first go to chart of account. List chart of account. Let's see what Sage has done for us. So for our retail business, this is what Sage has created for us. Here we have account ID, cash. Under cash, we have two cash here, cash on hand and checking account. We have account receivables, allowance for doubt to debt, inventory, and all this. So here we have account payable. We have fixed assets. Only one fixed asset is created now. We have property and equipment. Then we have accumulated position for that one. We have account payable, sales tax payable. All these are payables. So we have long-term liability for debt, retained earnings members contribution or capital, a members draw, sales income. We have about 4 incomes here, which we can always edit. Then we have cost of sales. Then we have expenses down here. That's what we have. We have more expenses more than others. As a retail company, Nigeria, let's start from here now. So we have cash in hand. I think that is okay. Now, checking account. Let's click on this now. It carries us to maintain. Now I told you that when you want to create anything, you go to maintain. So when you click on it, it takes us to maintain chart of account. We have no issue with the account ID, but description, we want to change this one to which bank first? Let's see, Zenith Bank first. Zenith Bank. Now, under account type, because Sage does not know the name, but this is where you tell Sage where it will put any bank. Is it account payable, receivables, account depreciation, and cash? Cost of sales, liquidity. What do you want? Where do you want Sage to categorize Zenith Bank? But in our case, it's going to be cash and bank. So cash, you're going to select cash, and you click on save. So either you click on save or you click on save and new. When you click on save and new, it's going to open another blank page for you. Let's try it. Save and new. You see that it gives us another page entirely. Let's add another bank to it now. In this case, we want to add Union Bank. Union Bank. So you click on this arrow down. The essence of using this number is this. When you are creating chart of account, it's always good to maintain your ID so that all your transactions will follow each other. For example, now if you just choose any ID, let's say 1224, you see that it will throw your account down following this ID. But when you click on the last one, this is under cash now. This is the last cash item, chart of account that you have, Zenith Bank. You click on Zenith Bank, then you can edit this one. Let's say 1030 now. 30. Then there is nothing like that before. Let's say you want to use Union Bank now. Union Bank. Then it's also cash item. You can save and new. Good. Then we are through with the bank. So we are through with the chart of account, this cash. Then let's move to account receivable. Now we have all our sales will come to this place. Allowance for debt, it's okay. What other receivable do we think we should add? In some companies, we usually have other receivables. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's create other receivables now. So that we have 3 receivables here. Double click. You can double click here and you can go to your main Sage and click on maintain here. When you click on maintain, what we have done now is we are working on chart of account. You click maintain chart of account. So when you click on this, you have your account ID here. So what we want to do is receivables. Let's use the second one. You can use the first one or second one. Let's use the first one, account receivables. Then we change it 1100. Let's say next one is 1110. Just make sure that the number follow each other. Then we have order receivable. Order receivable is account receivable. The type here, you are going to check the type. If it's tally with what you want, good. Then you click save and new. Now, when you go back to the list, you can see here we have list. You can click that list that we have from the other side here. You can come to this place and click list. So when you click on list, you will see that the account or the receivables is here now. Order receivable. So we have inventory. So let's leave that one for, let's leave inventory as that. We have prepaid expenses. These are other current assets. On PPE, let's create like 2 PPE. Number one, let's create plant and machinery. It's always is common under property and equipment. Let's say we have want to change this one now. We want to change this. We have plant and machinery. In this case, we are not creating. We are changing the first name itself. We have plant and machinery. Machinery. So click save and new. 2. Land and building. Okay, good. We have land. Now the number has to change now. Let's say 1510. Let's say 1510 now. So 10. Just make sure that when you are creating name, please make sure the ID follow each other. Land and building, land and building, building. Yeah. Then you save. Then motor vehicle. Most company has motor vehicle also. You create the third one as 1520. Then we have motor vehicle. Vehicle. Then we save. Let's stop there on fixed asset. So we have 3 fixed assets now. Now let's go to our chart of account. You can see the 3 items here. We have the first one as motor, plant and machinery, land and building. So you see that it follows each other. Let's say we use. Okay. Let's say there's a mistake. We need to change this ID. You want to change this ID. You know the other time when you want to change the plant and equipment to plant and machinery. What we did, we just come to description here and change it. You know, it didn't give us any problem. But when you want to change account ID, you want to change a number, you're going to come to click here and up here you will see change ID. Because if you just come here and change the ID and save it, it's going to duplicate. Let's say we can just come here and put 1. When you save it, you're going to have 2 motor vehicles. You're going to have 2 motor vehicles immediately because you just change the ID. So, but let's say you want to change the ID. You click on change ID here. You click on change ID to show you the current ID and will ask for your new ID. So ask for your new ID. Okay. So what do we use this place for? Let's check the accumulated position. But we have accumulated position for property and equipment only here. So we need to create for the 4. We're going to change 1 and create 3. Let's first use the one that we've made mistake here. Okay, so we want to use what's the ID here? We want to change the ID. What is the ID that we have here? Sorry. We have 1900 as the accumulated position number. 1900. So we have, let's change the ID. Change ID to 1901 or 1910. Click OK. So it has changed now. Then we want to change this to accumulated depreciation. Depreciation. Then you click save and new. Oh, there's an error there because we click fixed asset. You can see here now. That's why I said you should keep your number very well. You see, fixed asset is now under accumulated position. You can if you use 200 or 2000, it will be here. So you always ensure that the number for each group follow each other. So let's change the numbering, the description, the account type to accumulated position. All this can be changed. Just go there and change it. But in case of ID, you have to change. You have to click top here and click on change ID. Save and leave. We have that now as accumulated position on motor vehicle. So let's change this one to the first asset that we have, plant and machinery. We have plant and machinery. And machinery. So save. Then we have land and building and motor vehicle and land and building only. Okay, we have 3 assets. So we have to create for land and building now. We have 1910. Click on the last one that you have and you add just one number to it so that it will follow each other. 1920 now. I want to use 1920. 1920. That is for land and building. And building. Okay, save this. Then we move to account payables. Account payable. Then we have further under this payable. Let's look at what we have there. Account payable, sales tax payable. Sales tax here is in Nigeria, we call it VAT. So let's edit it and put VAT payable here. We have VAT payable. It's also current liability. Save. We have deductions payable. We have deductions payable here. What do we deduct here in Nigeria? What deduction do we have in Nigeria here? Hello. Those of us that are working or they are icon students, what do we deduct from sales or from
If it's government workers, they without tax, without health, all those things.
no, that's for staff.
Yes.
No, I'm talking of your supplier now or your customer rather. What we deduct? Have you heard of withholding tax before?
Yeah, I have.
We charge withholding taxes. Let's change your withholding tax payable. When somebody supply you supply an item to you, by the time you want to pay, you're going to deduct withholding tax. You have to withhold the tax, which is payable to government. It is called withholding tax payable.
Okay.
Save that. Yeah. This federal payroll tax payable.
Tax.
We don't have this in Nigeria. Let's remove that. The people in some cases, let's say the armed forces or whatever, they are paying for being paid to federal government. Let's don't have in this case, in our case, in our relative now, just have federal payroll tax payable. So council to let's come back to that. So those are the ways by which we create account. I don't want us to take too much time on that. We have data payable, state payroll. Let's call this one payee, right? So let's use save my name like that. This total payable.
What is this now?
Then we have suitor payable again. So anyone that you know is not applicable to your business, just edit it. What we are doing now, we are doing it based on our experience in the workplace. Let's say in your workplace now, if you have set of accounts already, workplace you're supposed to use the last financial year, the last financial audited account. So you're going to follow what you have in your audited account, create your chart of account if you are creating a new company. So let's go down. We have long-term liability, retain any. Okay, let's change this one to capital. This member contribution now. Then change it to capital. Capital. Like I said, you can also click on ordinary save. So it's still the same thing. Members draw. This is drawing. Okay, but in some cases, instead of calling it members draw, there are times when you maintain some kind of account with your MD. Let's say a kind of deposit for shares. So you can always change this one to maintain that to that. Or you want to create another one, just click on it and you create a new one like you've created. So sales income here, we have sales income. In our company, what are we selling in our retail company? What do we sell?
Let's say building materials. Since we are
Building
talking about
materials.
land, yes.
Okay, building materials. Just click on this. Then we change our sales income.
There's a mistake in the typing.
Let's sell paint.
Yeah.
So let's any income that comes from paint. We have desktop and that new those two income. We have these two income line with materials. We have interest income. We use money account.
Your voice, sir.
My voice is cracking.
Yes.
Okay. So we have, can you, what about now?
Yeah. It's okay.
Better. Okay, good. So we have building material and paint. Those are the new line of the two lines of income that we have here. Then we have interest income. This is for the interest you earn from bank, finance charge income, other income. If you have all those things, you put them there. Sales discount, you have it here. And then we move to cost of sales. Cost of sales. So we have cost of sales, cost of sales freight. This is the cost of bringing the stock. If you are, let's say you import some materials, so the cost of bringing them in is going to form part of your cost of sales. Then we have cost of sales from salary and wage. This one, in most cases, we have salary and wage as admin expenses, but there are some cases whereby some costs go directly into your cost of sales too. For example, now let's say somebody who operates a company. There are times when the site workers may form part of your cost of production. So when they form part of your production cost, you're going to put it under cost of sales. So in this case, we're going to leave this. It's possible to have cost of salary under cost of sales. You still have under salary as expense. Then the next one is inventory adjustment. This is where whatever you sell, when we sell edge pan, we sell shovel, we sell any of the building materials, it goes into the adjustment and they form part of cost of sales. So when we sell, when we sell paint too, the same thing will happen. It will go into our cost of sales. Then the next thing we have wage expense. Next thing we have wage expense. Yeah. So when the other say with this expenses now we have this wage expense is okay to have it. Employee benefit program is okay. This is like a pension scheme. This employee benefit program can be like pension scheme. Let's change it to pension. Pension.
That's not we can see like that.
Pension. For those of us who are working, pension, there are two types of pensions. You know, under contributory pension, there's amount they're going to charge from your account, right? They're going to charge some pension from your salary, and the company will add another pension to it. Let's say currently now we have 810. They're going to deduct 8% of your salary as pension. The company will add 10. But in this case, so this is going to be employer's contribution because the deduction from your account is going to form part of your wage salary. It's going to form part of your salary. So this particular one will now be employer's contribution to it now. How you get me? So this is how it is being done in practice. You're going to have the pension employer, the employer's pension contribution. That is an expense because they just add it to your salary, and but the first one will form part of your salary. Let's change it to staff salary. Instead of wage expenses, you can change it to staff salaries. Staff salaries. So then we have payroll tax expenses, bad debt. So
Hello, sir.
let's just hello.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
That staff salary, the account
Yes.
type you put cash. I think it's supposed to be expenses.
No, it's expenses. Yeah. Can you see it?
Just click on it, sir.
It's expenses. Yes, expenses.
Oh, okay.
That is a good observation. When you see it in the wrong place, quickly you go back there and you change the account type. You get it now. So it's still good as you observe that. So we have payroll tax expenses. You go down all these ones. Let's just leave all these ones now. So when we need, if we need any other one, we'll add it later. But so that is how to create chart of account. So in this case now, we have our chart of account ready now to use. Let's say it's going to look like in our P&L and balance sheet. View, you can come to this place and view income statement. You want to go to report and get your report, but let's use this shortcut. View income statement now. So this is how our income statement is going to look like. Can you see now? So this is going to form part of our sales, our cost of sales here, and we have our expenses here. So at the same time, we're going to have, let's see our balance sheet. So this is our balance sheet now, balance sheet items now. We have the current asset. We have, okay. Let's say we want to view zero. This is summary. On the balance sheet, we have summary. What we're having here is summary. Let's say we want to expand it now. Click on show zero account. See something here? This click show zero account. We click, check it, and click OK. Click OK. So you can see that these are what we have under current asset. All this we have it there. Under our plant and machineries, you have these ones here. And under our capital, you have the current liabilities, all these ones here. Whatever is not part of it, you just click on it. Even from here, you can also edit. You can still edit. Then we have the capital here. So that is how to create a chart of account. I think we are okay with that. Any question on how to create a chart of account?
Sorry, hello. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah, please. I'm not an accounts person. I'm a data analyst.
Okay.
But you know, there are some companies that train their staff.
Okay.
Is it not supposed to be in expenses?
Training? Yeah, it's an expense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there was one I saw when you edit that was talking about I've forgotten the line because I didn't start for I came in late. The line, but you didn't put it in expenses. I think you put it in something. So I was like, let's see.
You mean this?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Right?
You put it in cost of sales. Yeah.
I've explained earlier. There are some companies that have their cost of sales, their salary as cost of sales, while they still have staff salary as expense. This one basically is for admin staff.
Yes.
But there are some companies that have their workers on field, and the cost of their salary form part of their cost of business.
Okay.
Like some consulting company too, training costs can form part of their cost of sales. Some consulting company, because what they are selling is service, and it's only when they train the staff that staff will be able to deliver outside too. So it's possible. So it depends on the company that will determine what your cost will be. The company structure will determine what your cost will be. There are times you have some cost, some labor cost as part of cost of sales. You still have labor cost as part of expenses. It's possible that way.
Okay, it's possible you put it in cost of sales and at the same time you still have it in expenses.
Yes. So the one here is basically for admin people, those who are in the office, who are not part of the direct cost of production.
Okay.
You get it now?
Yeah.
So those people are not directly part of cost of production. So they are put under expense.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Welcome. So then after the chart of account, let's maintain customer now. Let's want to maintain its customer. Let's come to customer here. Maintain customer. So here we want to create our customer. We are selling let's say Julius Berger, number one, right? So you have customer ID. It depends on how you want to create an ID. But in this case, let's use CUST-001. Let's have Julius Berger as the first one. Okay. So underneath here, so you can put the any information you want to put here. You put it here, the address, the contact person, phone number, and all these ones. Then you move to contact here. You put all these ones are just for information. History of account. If you've been dealing with them before, you see the history of transaction here. Sales invoice, sales information. Where do you want their sales to go? From here, you can set that. Okay, because you go to anything we set to them, it's going to building material. That is good. Let's leave it that way. Then here also, you do some little accounting stuff here. So example, this place, under this tab, you select the time that you want, the time of sales. Is it 30 days or discount is 0 days or whatever? So let's customize this. Can you see when you click on customize now, it gives us options. Is it cash on delivery? That is, as they are paying, you pay and you collect your goods. You can select this. Okay, you're going to prepay. You must pay before you collect your goods. When you pay this week, come for your goods next week. You click on prepay. Okay, the payment is due in number of days or in number of months or at the end of the month. So you select, but in practice, I think most payments are made after in due days. So let's use 30 days here now. So if you want to use discount, you check this one. Discount in 0 days. If you pay in 0 days. Discount in 10 days. If you pay in 10 days, you get so discount. So if you want your customer to have credit limit, let's say 25 million credit limit, we'll say okay, 25 million. At least the moment you reach 25 million, say you prompt you to let you know that this customer, you are going above what you set. I'm going to set the set limit. Save and new. So we have our first customer now. Can we add another customer? Let's refresh. It's not showing. Let's add another customer now. So we see this is the first customer. Let's add another one. 002. But who should it be?
CCE. Also a construction company. CCE. CCE, that construction company.
That Chinese company.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can also put the information here and the times you want to give to them. Okay, in this case, we're going to these people they're going to pay on delivery. They are Chinese, they can run away anytime. So you say you pay and you collect your goods. So let's stop there. That's how to create company. How to create customer. Also, we have vendors. Vendors are your suppliers. So how to create them coming here. Have suppliers. Suppliers 001. Yakuta. So how do you work? The information here, you put it here. An expense account. Come to expense account. Where do you want it to go? In most cases, when you are into retail business, so it goes directly into inventory first. Everything, whatever they bring in, first will go to inventory. If it's something that you are expensive immediately, or you want it to go to cost of sales, immediately click on cost of sales. But in most cases, when you are selling, buying and selling, of course we go directly into inventory first. So it is when they leave inventory now that they form cost of sales. How do you get that? So save and new. Let's get another vendor again, another supplier again. This needs little time to refresh. Let's refresh again. Okay, maintain vendors. Is it not coming? Let's list. We have it here. Okay, let's go now. Number 2.
Let's use Dangote.
Dangote or rainbow paint.
Okay.
Dangote. Then go to Nigeria, whatsoever. Now go to Nigeria. Then you save. Valid. Okay. See, a valid account must be created before continuing. That means we've not selected where the cost will go. Yeah. So like I said, let's select inventory too, because we are into selling. Inventory. Yeah. Then we save and new. Good. So let's stop with that. So we have 2 suppliers and we have 2 customers. Then the next thing under maintain is how to create employee. Okay, the payroll setup wizard has not been completed. Before you add the new employee, we recommend that you either complete the setup, select another payroll option. Let's leave this one for now. Let's leave that one. We just create the name here, but let's leave this one. You can just create the name while the setup. We are going to do the setup later. Just create the name and save it here. But let's leave that one for now. Then we have maintain with chart of account is inventory items. Chart of account, we've done that. Inventory item. Let's create inventory items now. What are we saying? What do we say that we are selling?
Building materials.
Yeah. Example.
Iron, cement.
Okay. Inventory 001.
Sink. Roofing sheets.
Yeah, inventory 001. So let's call this one iron. In some cases, you have different type of iron. Maybe 6 mm, 8 mm, or whatever. You're going to put it. You're going to put it's better you put correct description. You get it now, so that each one, when you want to track each purchase or each sales, whatever, you just click it under your sales. Then item class is stock item. It's okay.
Can you give us an example? If you have 6 mm, 10 mm, how do you do that? Can you put a bracket in front of the iron?
Yes.
How do you do it?
You can it's just description. Just put it there like that. That is it. So that when you are creating for 12 mm, you're going to use another inventory number for 12 mm separate. So each item will have its own inventory number. So when you are selling 6 mm, you know you're selling 6 mm. When you click on 12 mm, you click on 12 mm. So when you click on 16 mm, it's going to take you to 16 mm cost. So this one.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. That item ID. So we use invoice 001, but I'm thinking it's supposed to be stock 001.
Okay, so you use stock Abi? No problem.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Stock. Good. It's possible this way. It depends on how you want to name. Is that what?
Sorry. Can you help me ask the person that what's the difference between stock or inventory? Because I'm learning.
No, he said, you know, the IMV is confusing. He said we use invoice.
Okay, but you can use anyone.
You can use anyone. You can even not, you may not use ST. You will just write 00010 111120.
Okay,
your company name. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, right. Thank you. Thank you.
Just make sure that the stock ID follow each other. I've seen cases whereby somebody will put the item name as the stock as ID at the same time as description. It's very wrong. The same thing with customers creation. When you go to some companies, you just went to a company for audits like 2 weeks ago. What I saw there is the name of the customer is the ID. The same thing, you put the name, you put ID. You know, ID is supposed to be number. It's unique. When you talk of ID, it should be a unique number
to identify.
Yes. So let's continue with this. Select the item class. So we have GL building materials. Okay. If it's not building material, this is how you're going to change it. You get it now. So the inventory is going to, like I said, it's going to inventory. And when you adjust it, where will it go? Cost of sales. Let's say we have only one cost of sales. It's okay. Let's leave it there. Then, if you have minimum stock, when you want Sage to tell you, when this thing is reaching like 100 pieces in stock, we want to know so that we quickly reorder on that one. If you have a particular supplier, the preferred vendor ID that you want it to supply you this, you have Dangote or Ajaokuta or whatever. Ion is Ajaokuta. So you select if you have, but this doesn't mean that you cannot buy from another person. You get it? But a preferred vendor, put it there, then you save. If it is company that you've been dealing with before, when you are creating new, okay, let's leave that one till next week. We will input opening balances next week. So let's save this. That's first stock item. So let's list it and see if it is there. These are first stock now. Can you see it there now? So we have, let's add another one now. 002. So in this time around, we want to you take this one as 12 mm, right?
Yeah.
So everything is still the same. Ajaokuta still okay. We save. So all these ones you can always check if there's anything you want to add, but like this one, if you want to add anything, you can always click and see. But in this case, we don't have need for them. So we have the two stock ready here. So that's how to create chart of account, create customers, create inventory, and create vendors. I think you get it.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Sir, concerning the chart of account ID, I discovered that you use the interval is 10-10, like cash on hand. That's cash in hand. 10-10. So the next one, which is bank, is 10-20.
Yes.
So can we use another range, maybe 50 or 20?
Yes.
Or is better we leave it like this?
What matter is that just make sure that your ID follow each other. By each ID,
account code. Right.
Yes. Each type, each group of account, let all your point assets follow each other. Make sure the numbering of you can interface 1 1 1 1 1 2 3 4 5. Get it now. So
okay.
The other one can be like maybe 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. It's possible that way. It just depends on how you do your numbers, but just best practice is to make sure that the number follows each other.
Okay. Thank you.
So I think not to make it too bothersome, and my battery is also going down. So I will call it a day. Or any question? If you have any question, if you are in the group of BMC group, just ask a question. And before the close of work today, I'm going to share the recordings of this class with you. Okay, that's a question. Okay, someone want to ask a question?
I just want to ask, I would like a situation where we can do this on our own. So we don't know if this video will be available for how many hours, so that we can sit on our own and then check if we can do it. So at the next class, if there's any difficulty, we can tell you this is what we are facing for you to like bring our memory back.
Okay, so you're going to get the recordings. It's being recorded. Okay. You get the recordings because before the close of work today.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
For the class.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Really appreciate the class. It was nice.
Our next class will be Thursday also. I'm going to make the Zoom, the Sage class will be Thursday, while the exact class will be Saturday and Sundays. But Sage will be on Thursdays. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.